All right, good afternoon, friends. Brian here from Guitars and Cigars. I hope everybody's having a fabulous Easter. So, I got a couple of questions for my friends out there who play guitar. The question is twofold. One, do you feel with the new generation amp modeling and programs like Amplitude, and there's various other ones out there, are amplifiers becoming obsolete? Does the average home musician certainly need to have a barrage of amps, or is just having your interface with a quality program sufficient? I've read some articles and I've listened to a couple of interviews by representatives from companies like Marshall and Fender who have talked about the serious downturn in the demand for physical amps. I'm assuming that that trend is from this new evolving technology about amp modeling and what have you. And then my other question is for those of you who are practicing musicians. Now, I'm not talking Zach Wild, I'm not talking people like Joe Bonamassa, huge scale going all over the country, all of that. But your local band, I'll use Crash Rocket for an example. Crash Rocket is a local band to the Daytona, Florida area, and they're fantastic. Now, does someone who's in a band like that, again, need amps, or do they get everything that they need in a box that they can plug directly into the house PA? Or if the group has their own large scale PA system, do they need to lug amps around anymore? I've listened to and I've played around with a couple of these programs, and what you can get is pretty amazing. The fact that I can have my drop D, which is actually in G at the moment because I'm working on some Zach Wild stuff from the new Engines of Demolition CD, so it's in dropped G. But I can plug that into an interface, bring up something like Amplitude, and make my drop G guitar sound like Jimi Hendrix Little Wing Tone. Or I can make it sound like Randy Rhoads' exact tone from Crazy Train. So the ability to do all of that is, kind of mind-boggling, considering I started playing guitar in the late 70s and I had a little tiny Sears and Roebuck amp that I started with, and my father had bought me a Kent SG guitar. That's what I started with. Now it's absolutely amazing. I have a modeling amp. I have a Line 6 Catalyst. I also have my Fender Champion. So I have some traditional amps, but I'm an old fart. So the real question in all of this is, are amps becoming obsolete? I understand that you can get different sounds. A tube amp is warmer, in my opinion, certainly than what you can get digitally, but it's marginal. So do we really need to have amps nowadays? Or is what's moving forward is going to be everything is going to be digital? So I pose the question to everybody. So if you could give me some feedback, drop some comments, that would be fantastic. Brian here from Guitars and Cigars. Remember, smoke long, play loud, live well.